Hey y'all, what's good? What's good? What's good? Out here for my afternoon walk, and I was just walking and thinking. I think I'm gonna title this video "Coming Out and Cutting Off." Now, that's a loaded title, but I'll explain it. First, I'll deal with the coming out part. And no, it's not the coming out that you would think that the world normally would think, as far as coming out. But over the course of the Panasonic radio era, I'll say it like that. Over the course of the Panasonic radio era, I kind of found myself being very disenchanted with things, very out of sorts. Social distancing is nice if you're an introvert, but it gets to a certain point where it gets to be too much. And in order to restart your creative juices and start something new, there has to be some new stimuli that comes into your pathway. And I was looking at YouTube, and I started noticing more and more that there were a lot of dumpster divers, a lot of dumpster diving videos. And so I started watching them because I always thought it was interesting. I'd seen people dumpster dive and stuff like that, and I thought, I don't think so. That wouldn't be my cup of tea. It just seemed just nasty. And in the age of the Panasonic, I just really questioned that. It's not anything that I think I would, want to do or anything. I mean, I find it interesting, but I can't see me doing that. But over the course of a couple of months, especially over the summer, I started watching videos of different dumpster divers, and I found it to be interesting. First person I watched was Mom the E-Bear, and I was just like, she had a whole new spin on diving, and it almost made it look like something I want to try. I mean, my curiosity was piqued after I started watching her, but then after her, I watched Diving with Purpose, and I really related to her, and I was just like, interesting. Then I watched Angie Blackman and Scrap with Matt and Heather's Halls and Just Me Kathy, Dumpster Diving Mama of Two. Hey, that's my neighbor Luke. Frugal Couple, Repurposeful, Grab It Fast, Dumpster Diving Mo, Ray Everyday Diver, Grizzly's Adventures, Been Living with Big B. Love to see what the Bens have for Been Living. Diving with Double D, Dumpster Pickers, and just several others. And I got to really begin to make comments and subscribe and all that sort of stuff, and really got into it to the point where I started to dive for myself. Because initially I was like, this is up north, this is away, this isn't where I am, and some of this has to be staged, some of this has to be a lie, because there's no way that Fortune 500 companies are tossing out the amount of stuff that I'm seeing these divers get. There's just no way. I mean, maybe that's for their area, but that could not be for my area. And so that's the coming out part. Yep. As of today, I'm officially declaring that I'm a part of the Dumpster Nation. I'm a diver. It is hard work. It is nail biting sometimes, because you do run the risk of getting busted. But the adrenaline, the rush you get, you can't get it any other way. It's amazing. Everything you think about dumpster diving, I want you to rethink it. Watch these people. These people on this list are great people, and there's millions more. I had no idea that this community was this large, but it is. and I'm a proud member of this community. So that's the coming out part. Because my family was wondering, how are you getting all this nice furniture and you have the latest makeup and all these nice clothes and stuff, and you're steady donating and giving away, and this stuff is like brand new. It's brand spanking new. That's where I got it from. That's where I got it from. Okay. So, so the other part, not the coming out part, but the cutting off part. This past week, I reconnected with someone I met at work a couple of years ago. Now, when the Panasonic hit, when the radio frequencies got high, I kind of lost touch. I mean, we would see each other at work and stuff like that, and we would talk. And right before the Panasonic hit, there were turns and twists in my life and changes. Hi. Cute little girl. But there were turns and twists in my life that I knew were taking me in a different direction. The Lord was calling me to make some major changes in the type of people I hung out with, the type of people that I call friends and consider friends. He was really scrutinizing the direction of my life. It was for me a refining. He put me in the fire, and he was just burning off everything that wasn't like him. Now, I've been in the fire, I don't know how many times, but this fire was different because it actually dealt with the people I hung around with, people that I call friends, and the direction they were going versus where I was going. When God's hand is on your life, you have to look at people from a transient standpoint. Everybody will not be in your life for as long as you feel like they should be in your life. Some people will leave your life abruptly. Some people will leave in a way that you're not real comfortable with. Because if you're like me, you want to see the best in people and you want those people to stay around. But people, places, and things are seasonal and they're at God's discretion. And some people have to leave, not just for the trajectory they're trying to take your life on, but for the trajectory of their own lives. You can't go with them, and they can't come with you. There'll always be love there. Every cutting off is not a beef or argument where you're into it with them and I'm gonna cut you off. No. Some cut-offs are ordained of God based on where you're going versus where the other person's going. You just can't go. I wish you well. You wish me well. We love each other, but we can't go. We can't go together where it is we want to go. So I saw things shifting between me and the one I work with months before. But like a lot of us do, this is what I did. I kind of waved it off. She's nice. I mean, she's nice. We relate on so many levels. Now, I know I'm going in a different direction than her. You're asking more of a refinement of me than you may be asking of her at this point. I don't know. but I know I'm going in a different direction. And one of the clear signs you know you are going in a different direction and there's about to be a cutoff where you see the road bend for you is when the people around you begin to question everything you do. When you know what the Lord has told you to do and you're doing what's right and everything you do becomes questionable. Is it question? I'm just turning around walking back and forth. But yeah, everything's questioned. I don't mean countered. Like, okay, sis, I see you doing this, but have you ever thought about doing da 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 da? I'm talking about question. Why? Why would you do that? That's not something you need to do. I don't know. That just doesn't make sense to me. The Lord told you that? Well, the Lord don't tell me what to do. The Lord, I respect the Lord, don't get me wrong, but he don't tell me what to do. I make my own decisions. So a series of these conversations, and I was just like, my peace began to be disturbed. Because I'm trying to carry somebody or trying to take somebody with me that don't want to go. Don't make her a bad person. Don't make me a bad person. We're just on two different trajectories. Now, either I'm going to influence hers or she's going to influence mine. But anyway it goes, she can't go. She can't go. She's going to be to me what I know she doesn't want to be. And that's a hindrance. She's disturbing my peace. Not a bad person, real nice person. But we're on two different paths. And the path didn't get any easier for me. In fact, in this Panasonic, the path has gotten that much harder. More is required of me. God is more direct. He's giving me more direct information, and he's requiring that I comply. And I can't have the peace that he's given me with each compliance disturbed by questioning. Not questioning like, why are you doing it? I don't understand. Can you explain? And I explain. No, I don't have a problem with whatever the Lord gives me liberty to speak on. I don't have a problem speaking on it about what I'm dealing with. But there's a difference in that questioning and the type of questioning that would lend itself to you not doing it at all. So I'm not the type of person to cut you off. I'm not part of the cancel culture. I'm an older lady, so I don't do that cancel culture because to me that's throwing the baby out with the bathwater. That's a person, So I'm not into, okay, you like peanut butter, I like jelly, you cancel. That's petty to me and silly. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. So I'm not a part of the cancel culture. But when God clearly shows you where you're going, and he clearly shows you that the person you're trying to pull with you that does not want to go and is not going, when he shows you that, it's time for you to cut him off. I don't care who that is. I don't care who that is. It's not a matter of personal preference. Not at that point. Your shirt is green, well, I like blue shirts. No. This is not about personal preference. This is about somebody that can hinder you and get in the way of your assignment. Get in the way of what God has for you. This is not helpful. It's not helpful for you to allow them to sabotage or to get in the way of what you know God has told you to do. It's not fair for you to keep them in that place when it's not a place they want or need to be. So you have to let them go. You have to let them go. It's hard. It's hurtful, especially when a person is really nice. You have a relationship where you relate in a lot of areas. But God's will supersedes our relationships. God's will for your life. You can make it, a peaceful thing, or you can make it hard by not obeying what it is He has for you. Everybody can't be, I don't care how nice they are. Everybody can't be a part of your life. I don't care how nice I am. There are places that people, my best friends, people I love, are going to go in this life. I can't go with them. Doesn't mean they're wrong. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. But just like Ecclesiastes says, to everything there's a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. It's a time to be born and to die. It's a time to embrace, and then there's a time to refrain from embracing. And you got to discern the time. But God is not going to keep you confused about that time or His will for your life. He's not going to keep you confused about that. You're not going to be confused about it. He doesn't want that for you. He wants the best for you. So, He doesn't want anything coming to disturb your peace about what it is He called you to do. Not necessarily what you want to do. Not necessarily what your family wants you to do. But what He wants you to do. He makes clear. He makes clear. May not be immediate, because I've been praying for a while about several things, and I'm not clear on them yet. But I know in due time, He'll make them clear, just like He made this clear. There's a worldly saying, and it says, when somebody shows you how they really are, believe them. I have a problem with that, because I want to make everybody nice. I want to make everybody conducive to whatever God is doing in my life. I want them to all get on board and roll out. But if a person is showing you over and over again by what they do, what they say, how they think, where they are and what they want out of life or where they are, what they think God has for them or doesn't, when they show you that, you believe them and you believe them the first time. And you mark them accordingly. You pray for them, but you get up. Get up and do what it is that you know God has called you to do. And you don't allow anybody at any time to stop you. Cut them off. Cut them off. I'll say this too. I'll say this too. When you're clear about what God has for you, and you're clear that God's hand is upon your life, and your assignment is right in front of you, and you're walking in it and you know it, you will begin to cut people off. Whether you want to or not, you'll cut them off. You won't be rude, but you'll cut them off. You'll limit your access to them. You'll block them where they need to be blocked. You'll limit your access to them because they'll begin to disturb your peace. So if you have a call of God on your life and you find yourself blocking people, don't have any apologies or regrets about it. Don't feel bad about it, because God is getting potential hindrances out of your life. Now, I'm not saying go on a blocking spree and just block everybody, no. But if there's certain people that disturb your peace, you know, friends, family, you know, I'm not talking about husbands and wives. I mean, you know, you gotta dwell with them according to the knowledge of God. But I'm talking about friends, family, co-workers, even people at church. They disturb your peace. You doing what God's telling you to do. If you had a call of God on your life and you know what it is He has for you, you'll let them go. You'll let them go. But if you really anoint it and God has you on a timetable to do stuff, He won't wait on you. They'll let you go. You want to let them go. They'll let you go. Ask me how I know about that. Ask me how I know about that. They'll let you go. I heard a pastor say that a couple of years ago, and I did not know what he meant by that, but he said, if you really call of God, you will let certain folk go. But if you really anointed of Him, and He's really getting ready to do a great work in you, they'll let you go. But either way, whether it's them or you, it's of God. And rejoice and be thankful for you and for them. Pray for them. Pray for them that the path God has marked out for them in their lives, that it comes to fruition for them. I love this sister. She's still my sister. But we can't hang like we used to. We just can't. There's no beef. I gotta let her be. I gotta let her be what God is gonna call her to be. I can pray for her and I can encourage her to be all God called her to be. But in this season, I can't walk with her. My assignment has changed. I've embraced it. For a while, I fought it because I wasn't sure about it. But over the course of this Panasonic radio era, God clarified it for me. So now I'm clear about what it is I have to do. And everybody can't go. They can't go. Pray for them, love them. But cut them off. Let them go. Let them go. Or forfeit. Or severely delay with a lot of unnecessary complications the will of God. Can't forfeit the will of God, but you can give yourself much grief by trying to drag somebody with you that does not want to go. Can't support you and don't want to go. Just something to consider. My little rant for the day. My little coming out party. Oh, y'all, it's a beautiful day. I just thank God for it. It's lovely out here. Neighborhood's wonderful. Birds singing. They were singing even, it's been raining all week, but they've been even singing in this. Keep your peace. The peace that God gives. Peace of peace I give unto you. My peace I give you. I don't give you what the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled. I neither let them be afraid. Protect your peace. Keep your peace. Cut them off and keep your peace. God bless y'all. Y'all have an awesome day.